All right, welcome back to the Eastern Volleyball Network. I'm Kevin Knight, sitting across the internet from Graeme Wren, ready to bring you more volleyball content you didn't know you need. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy our stuff. And without further ado, we're going to break into the bracket for the Wilmington Volleyball Series season ender event in November.
A couple things to mention. One, I think by this point, I think people know they need it. People know they need our content, so that's something I want to point out there. And I also just kind of wanted to ask how you're doing today. How are you doing?
You know, I've had an okay day. I'm much better now that I'm at Georg's wonderful abode with this beautiful mural in the background here. I'm kind of just ready to hit this video, ready to bake some cookies later on. Pretty excited about tomorrow. I don't know. What have you been up to?
Oh, I finished working out. Got a game night with the girlfriend and her family in a bit, which is we're going to crunch through this video. Unfortunately, that's the only crunching I'm going to be doing because I stopped at Taco Bell on my way home. Motherfucker forgot my chalupa. I was fucking furious.
Small things, man. It's the small things. They had one job.
I was upset. Anyway, here we go. First match of the day, we have the 16 versus 17. Logan Smith, Nate Knickerbocker against Zeke Isidoro and John Burkhart.
All right, all I know is I like Zeke a lot. He's kind of like a double-A guy that's made the jump into open. He's absolutely skilled enough to do so. I think he's won double-A a number of times. So really looking forward to seeing him kind of in one of these open events.
So he's going to be all swagged out with all that gear from those double-A events, is what we're saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I like him a lot. He's a crafty lefty. I don't know much about the other team, but I think that'd be a tough 16 seed to draw in this particular event.
Yeah, I know the other team. They've been playing a good bit in Virginia Beach. Logan Smith is kind of a
There's a Virginia Beach team in Wilmington. I didn't think people played volleyball in Virginia Beach at this point.
Well, they're not a Virginia Beach team. They have been playing a lot of Virginia Beach events.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause there's a notable miss from Bryce Ernsberger and Graham Wren and Brett Rosenmeyer and Luke Parks, all of whom I love dearly and wish that you were coming to our events because they're awesome. But okay, guys. Sorry, I just needed to toss that out there. I miss these guys. Love these guys. Really wish these guys were here.
Yeah, but part of it, at least on my end, was, frankly, after kind of grinding through a season where my body was pretty ill prepared and, I need to get physical again. And then on top of that, kind of the limited options for training that we already had kind of disappeared. With the colder weather, not necessarily being able to get to the field house anymore to train. And then on top of that, the indoor sand facility right now only has 2 courts open because they're kind of in the process of switching over. So they literally have leagues and tournaments constantly in the evenings. There's no like open court space. So it was kind of like, well, with no time to train, I might as well just start getting after it in the gym. So decided my season was over.
Miss a dude. Miss Ryan Ludwig, Joey Gordon, those boys, Josh Conwell, Adrian, Baby Keeter, all those guys. Yeah. Super good guys. Miss y'all to death. Wish you could be here. Anyway, so we're going with Zeke in this first round, 16-17, back to the bracket.
Yeah, we're going with Zeke. Logan's an unassuming guy who's very, way more athletic, I would say, than he looks, and, has pretty solid fundamentals all around. Nate is under the age of 18 at this point, and, he's definitely has a pretty bright future, but I don't think he's going to be quite ready to, pull any punches in the open tournament just yet, because both of them have been playing a lot of AA, playing a lot of co-ed, a lot of that stuff.
All right, brother. Next match.
Next match. 14-19, we have Scott Schwartz and Morris against Joe Pate and Chase Weber.
I got to go with my Raleigh guys. Chase Weber is a very, very physical guy. I played indoor, I think, at ECU.
Most physical Weber there, I'd say.
That's debatable. I think spelled the same way as well.
It
has
is.
no relation to Logan Weber. So he's a former indoor guy from East Carolina University, probably 23, 24. All you young defenders out there, keep your eye on him, because if he commits to beach, he's going to be a force on the scene. He hand sets fairly well. Still, ball control is a little bit of an issue for him. A lot of power. Probably wins warm-up lines in almost every match that he plays, which is, of course, one of the more important aspects of the game.
Yes.
So I think he and Joe are going to be a good team. I know that they both care a lot, and they've both been practicing all week in Raleigh and last week as well. So I'm, without knowing too much about the other team, I'm going to stick with my guys, Joe Pate and Chase Weber.
Agree. Yeah, gotta love me some Joey Pate. Next, we got the 15-18 Stoudemire and McMillan against Dunstan and McNamara.
Hi, Dunstan. Wilmington guy. I don't know how much he's been able to train due to job and whatever else.
Is he in Wilmington now? Not at NC State?
Yeah, he's a Wilmington native. So he's out this way. I know he wants to get out when he can, but I just don't think he's been around all that much. Who was the other team?
Stoudemire and McMillan. I ran into Brett McMillan at, I think, when Regglesworth and I went down, and McMillan was doing some pretty good things. So Sean and I got the dub, but he was looking, all aspects of his games were looking pretty solid. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Stoudemire and McMillan to pull this one out.
That's cool with me. We're cranking right along through this bracket.
Yes, sir. Round of 16. Logan Weber and Chase Honer are playing Isadora and John Burkhardt.
Who?
Logan Weber and Christian Honer.
What are you doing?
So if you go on AVP America, you look at Christian Honer's name. His last name is in all caps for some reason. So I assumed that part of his name was you had to shout his last name.
Just like in text, all uppercase means you're yelling.
Yes, exactly.
So I guess that's necessary.
Yes, and that's probably the most interesting thing about this match. And we'll go with Weber and Honer.
I'm right there with you. It sucks. Sucks for the 16 team seed. It's a good team.
Yeah. Next, we got our tournament director, Larry Selewski and Jay Madero, against Misha Freystetter and Brian Conacher.
Two super experienced guys versus two very, very non-experienced guys. Larry and Jason have both played a long time. They've both made deep runs in qualifiers, actually, but maybe like 6 years ago, something like that. Jay more recently.
Jay qualified for NBO in what, 2015?
Manhattan. Yeah, 2015. So a lot of experience, a lot of good mentality, and I know that Jason and Larry have both been training here at Giora's place. Giora owns a court here in Wilmington. Super cool guy. Misha's a 6'7", fresh blocker from Raleigh, North Carolina. I don't think he has an overline shot that really to speak of. That's the only thing he hits. And he's playing with the small but fast, and again, quickly improving Brian Conacher. Brian is undersized even for a defender, but makes up for it with jumping ability and speed. Very willing to learn the game. Still probably too many errors to get past Jay and Larry, especially this early in the day.
You forgot about you talked about his athleticism, speed, and all that. What you didn't talk about was his positive attitude, and I think that's got to count for something.
He's always willing. He's always willing to play the next point.
Yeah, it's like I feel like most people, like if they're diving for a high line or something, or doing any sort of action, like say going to hit a ball against a big block, as maybe his partner is prone to do, kind of makes some grimacy faces from time to time. Brian, however, is smiling the entire time. Like I guarantee you, if you take a picture, like a mid-action shot of Brian, he's smiling.
Probably at the camera as well.
Yeah, probably. All right, so Larry and Jay moving on.
I think so.
Next, what was that?
I think so.
Yeah. Next, we have Kevin Knight and Josh Bigford, the Cliff Red Dog, playing Adam Hyatt and John Lucas. This one seems pretty open and shut. Probably the only time I will use that phrase. And I'm going to go with Kevin Knight and Josh Bigford.
Appreciate you. Josh, I actually picked him up at the last Ohio tournament. I played with Chris Frazier. My guy Nick, who asked me a few months ago to play, unfortunately can't due to some illness issues. Sorry about that, Nick. That sucks. And as he was talking to me, I had kind of poked around and reached out to a couple other guys, but Josh happened to be at the Ohio tournament, and he was standing around and was like, "Hey, man, are you coming down to Wilmington?" He's like, "Well, my guys, I think kind of, I don't know if he's all about it or if he's gonna flake or whatever." And I was like, "You want to play with me?" And he's like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And I was like, "Sweet, let's do it."
Nice.
And then I quickly realized he's also a left side blocker, so this will be fun.
All right, so next we have the 4 seed, Andrew McMurray, Brian Tillman, Alpha Beta, against the 13 seed Big and Britain. Do you think that our 13 seed can pull this off?
I'm going to go with the negatory here.
Yeah, I got to say negative as well. Unfortunately for Big Britain, imperialism is over. McMurray and Tillman are going to roll through this match. Next, we got the 3 against the 14. Our favorite unknown team, Grossel and Yang, hashtag Yang Gang, against Joey Pate and the Bigger Weber.
The Bigger Weber.
Yeah.
So Nate Yang and Mike Grizel, super nice guys from what the little interacted with them in Ohio. Both of them were kind of laughing and joking. They got upset by Anthony Winter, who we actually got a chance to play against. Congrats to him and his guy. Alex, I think was his name, Mortimer. Anthony is the 10 seed, took down the 2. I think Nate and Mike took him a little bit easily at first, and they just capitalized on that, and Alex and Anthony ended up being the better side out team. That said, yeah. Nate and Mike both have a lot of points for a reason. They're good players. They train all the time together in Colorado. So we'll see how their game translates onto the Wilmington beach courts.
Well, if they're training in Colorado, their conditioning is definitely not an issue, right?
You'd think, right?
Good think.
Mike Grizel is about 6'6", 230 probably. So he's a big dude. Looks like a football like tight end playing beach volleyball. But I think they're a little bit too practiced, a little too clean for Joe Pate and Chase Weber.
All right.
I did appreciate your bracket daddy name popping up there.
Yeah. Did it pop up?
Yeah, it did pop up briefly. Bracket daddy.
Nice.
All right, bracket daddy. Who's our next round?
Next round is the very favorite Giora Sella and Parker Beam as the 11 against the 6. Drew Bidlin and Brian Dirks.
Brian Dirks. Local South Carolina native. He's a partner to me a couple of years ago. Kind of big, goofy-footed guy that finds a lot of easy points up at the net. Surprisingly good ball control, surprisingly good hands for somebody as big as he is. And then Bidlin has played a bit with Caleb Jennis. Just all-around good player. He passes well, bangs the ball, serves well. Pretty solid, pretty fast defender for his size. I think I love Giora to death, and I'm staying at his house, so I feel bad. But I think this one goes Dirks and Bidlin in 2. What do you think, bracket daddy?
I gotta agree with you. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty, so I apologize. But I gotta go.
Still hear you loud and clear.
I gotta go with Bidlin and Dirks.
All right.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Next, we got the 7-10. Josh Lanier, Mitch McDowell against Bolin and Diddy Kaimal.
Josh Lanier's a Raleigh guy. He's just learning the handset. He's doing it more and more. So proud of him for that. He's had a couple showings here that I thought were going to go better than they did. So maybe this is kind of his chance. He's got a really good pickup with Mitch McDowell, who's had a stellar year so far, making a couple semifinals kind of unexpectedly here. So Mitch plays exceptionally well, and I think he's a great fast defender behind Josh's block. I expect to see Josh get a lot of the balls, and Mitch is a pretty decent setter. So Josh's side out is locked in. I think Mitch is going to make a lot of plays behind him, and I think they take out Diddy here.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. I think Josh Lanier is commonly affectionately referred to as the volley Eeyore.
Why would that be?
Because he just hangs his head. He doesn't get excited about much, and
this is just during tournaments.
This is period all the time. So it was a pretty funny dynamic because he was a longtime partner of Brian Conacher. So Josh was like fire and ice. Alive. Yeah. And I think we just recently coined that pairing as the Volley Eeyore and Piglet, which was just too perfect. But I think Josh and Mitch find a way to win. I don't know if Josh has pulled off a first round win this year. Commonly known for kind of getting nervous, but I think he kind of breaks through here. And maybe
a lot of shade from my guy Josh today.
No, there's no shade at all.
Just truth. Just spitting truth out of Graeme.
Just truth and giving you a better insight into who he is. And I think he finds a way to break through, and he might even crack a smile.
Oh, holy shit. All right, next match.
Yeah. Next.
Probably the worst way to pick somebody to win for a long time I've seen.
All right. Nothing but love. We got Stoudemire McMillan against Angel Dasha and Jeff Samuels.
Tough draw.
Yeah. Yeah, great job winning their first round match if this holds true, but Angel and Jeff are going to roll.
Yeah, Angel and Jeff did real well in Clearwater together, so no expectation other than to have a strong finish here.
Yeah. Next, we got Logan Weber and Chase Honer against Larry.
Not Chase. That's what I got confused on the last one. You said Chase.
Oh, Logan Weber and Christian Honer.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Against Larry Salevsky and Jay Madero, the Silver Fox. You think Larry and Jay these two Grizzly veterans can find a way to pull this off? Or you think they're up, they're kind of up against a little bit too much here?
I think just based on what I've seen out of Hunter and Weber, I think the ball control's a little too much for Larry and Jay. I would expect 2 close sets here. I don't think he goes 3. Jay and Larry are, again, just a good, physical, solid side-out team, and they're playing a giant block. So that doesn't play well into them. I got to go with, Honer, Weber, and 2 close sets. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably goes 2. I do think that if Weber and Honer come out a little cocky, sticking with it. I do think, if they kind of come out and take Larry and Jay for granted, I think they could find themselves in a hole and they could definitely drop a set. And if it goes 3, then I think anything could happen.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But we are going to go with Weber and Honer. Next, we have the 5 seed, Kevin Knight and Josh Bigford, the Cliff Red Dog, against Andrew McMurray and Brian Tillman, Alpha Beta. Alpha Beta.
Is it just going to be Alpha Beta from now on? Alpha Beta, Andrew and Tillman?
Yes. And this is a real tough matchup. You've got, on one side. What was that?
There's only one right answer, though.
Oh, is that so?
How are you going to break this down, Graeme?
Okay, so on one side you've got 2 guys known for their blocking, not so much known for their defense, but also known to side out the ball.
Andrew's known for his defense pretty well.
Oh, well, we're not talking about Andrew. We're talking about you and Josh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you've got 2 guys that are known to side out, known to block pretty well. Both have been playing a lot of left side. I think you're a little more comfortable on the right than Josh is, though. Correct?
Yep.
So you'll be on the right. Y'all probably be split blocking, serving tough, and then Andrew McMurray and Brian Tillman, the classic Big Little. For me, they're a very interesting team because if you think about their defensive ability, if you think about Andrew playing defense behind Tillman's big disciplined block, there's a lot of potential to score points there. But then you also think about the other part of it, which is, Andrew considers himself the best setter on the East Coast. And as such expects a similar level of setting from his partner. And Brian Tillman is not exactly known for his setting ability. So they could pair very well, it could also end up becoming a kind of a downhill snowball that could unravel.
If Drew comes out tomorrow, the alter ego of Andrew McMurray, I think the second scenario is going to happen, because it's hard to come back when you're a new team and you've got a negative energy that kind of spirals into something it shouldn't. But if Andrew has gotten a lot better throughout this entire summer, and if he's dealing with sets well, and if he's passing well, then it's a scary team to play against.
Right. I think it goes 3, but I'm going to go with Knight and Bigford in the end. I think.
I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that I think it comes down to side out consistency, and I think I think Andrew is going to struggle just enough to deal with those sets to give you guys an edge, I think.
Appreciate it, man. I kind of didn't expect that, but it's going to be the biggest match of my day tomorrow, probably, considering how it's going to set us up. And I know Andrew's going to come out on fire. We always have fiery matches when we play against each other.
True. And I'm also excited for whatever text Drew sends me either tonight or tomorrow after the tournament regarding that pick. Next, we have the 3 versus 6, Grossel and Yang against Bidlin and Dirks.
That's tough, especially after Ohio didn't exactly go as well as they would have liked. All right, I'm just going to throw it out there now. I got some bias because I love Brian Dirks. Love me some Dirks. Drew's been playing good ball.
It's true.
I'm going to go upset here.
I was thinking the exact same thing, dude.
Nothing against the out-of-towners, but I would love to see Brian Dirks come out on fire and bring out the Dirky sandwich on him.
Exactly, dude. They're going to get hit with the dad points that Brian Dirks brings to the table. And
they're 2 beautiful twins. He can come over. He can get over a lot.
Yes, sir. I think it's a real tight match. Could very easily go 3, but I think Bidlin's a fast, lanky, tall defender playing behind Dirks. Not someone who's easy to necessarily put balls away against, and is going to find a way to get touches on a lot of balls, and is going to convert in transition.
We could be so wrong about this. Grosel and Yang took Lewis Weber to 3 in the contenders bracket and almost beat them to get to the semifinal. They were a good team.
So that's the first I'm hearing of that. All I heard was that their gameplay looked like late season Game of Thrones. Winter is coming, and but I think we're gonna stick with our guys, Bidlin and Dirks, and see what happens.
Let's pick the upset and see how it goes. They could prove us wrong, and it's not exactly like we're out of the world with this pick. Like I would put Bidlin and Dirks on the same level as Winter and Mortimer.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right. Josh Lanier, Mitch McDowell, Angel Dache, Jeff El Jefe Samuels.
I think Angel and Jeff are 2 high flyers, and as high as Mitch flies, Jeff flies higher, and I think that's what decides it.
Yeah, I don't think I think the only way this match even stays close, in my opinion, is if Mitch McDowell transforms into his final form, which is Mitch Tremblay.
Mitch Tremblay. He's going like Super Saiyan 2 at this point with his blonde hair.
Yeah, exactly. So just kind of if Mitch finds a way to just get a touch on everything, and then maybe some of the errors start to creep in, if they can find a way to side out, it could stay close. I did see Jeff Samuels playing with John Rogers in Virginia Beach. I'm going to call it get taken to 3 by Joey Gordon and Aiden Keeter. It didn't actually go to 3 based on a
I know that. Yeah, I know.
Very questionable, pressured hands call that would have been the set point. That very controversial call. But they.
So we're going with Angel and Jeff.
we are going with Angel and Jeff. I don't see much else happening. Okay, we have Logan Weber and Christian Honer against Kevin Knight and Josh Bigford, the Cliff Red Dog.
So 1 seed versus 4 seed?
1 seed versus the 5 seed. And I'm going to go with Logan and Christian in 2.
All right.
And I think, Logan and Christian are 2 guys that, they're a team that, in addition to being a large blocker, definitely known for their ball control as well. And I think that a blocker team is going to really struggle to find ways to generate points.
I'm going to really enjoy the text after we upset that team.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're still going Weber and Honer.
You might.
We're still going Weber and Honer. Next, we got the 6, Drew Bidlin and the Durkee Sandwich against Angel Dache, El Jefe Samuels.
Is this Dirks' day?
I don't quite think it's Dirks' day.
Is this Dirks' day to make it straight into a semi with Drew?
I would love to see it. I really would. It would, I think I'd get butterflies in my stomach, but I think I got to go with Angel and Jeff.
I'm going to make you coin toss it.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't have a coin here, so you're going to have to do the coin toss.
All right. What can I use?
I think you're doing this because you want to because you want me to have to pick you against not Angel and Jeff in the semi so that I have to put you in the finals, and that's bullshit.
All right. Do you really feel that strongly that Angel and Jeff are going to beat Dirks and Bidlin?
Yes, I do.
I'll let you have this one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just playing the long game here, Graeme.
Yeah. Well, I know you were, and I called you on it.
You are bracket daddy.
All right, so down to the losers. Excuse me, contenders. We have in 17th place game, Logan
Let's get
Smith.
crack-a-lack. Let's go.
Yeah, Logan Smith, Nate Knickerbocker against Stoudemire and McMillan.
That's your call.
Yeah, I think McMillan ends up being a little too solid for Smith and Knickerbocker. I could be absolutely wrong here, and maybe Smith and Knickerbocker come to ball, but I got to go with Stoudemire and McMillan.
If your picks are wrong, let them know.
Yes, that is always the deal. And normally I'd buy you a beer, but not that. Next, we have Schwartz and Morris against Big and Britton.
Yeah, I kind of like Schwartz on this one.
See, I was going to say the opposite. I feel like imperialism's back on the rise.
Britain?
Yeah, Big Britain. You got a coin?
I got this thing. Small side or big side?
I'll take the small side.
For who?
For Big Britain.
All right.
Actually, that's not right. We're taking the big side for Big Britain.
Small side's up.
What was that?
Small side's up.
All right, so Schwartz and Morris. Taking down the Great Island. Next, we got Kai Dunstan and McNamara against Zeke Isidoro and Burkhart.
I don't know Zeke Sky that well, but I would go Zeke over Kai, so I think we picked Zeke here. Plus, I like both of them, but Zeke's awesome.
Okay. We'll go with Zeke. Stoudemire McMillan against Ballin and Kamal.
Ooh.
Diddy Kamal.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this one. Diddy's a small side?
Sure.
Unless you want to call it.
Wait, you really don't have any input here?
On who?
On this matchup?
I mean, I know Diddy's pretty consistently like upper double A, lower open. But I don't really know the other guys that well.
All right, coin toss it. All right, so Ballin and Kaimal go through. Olin, maybe. Giora Sella and Parker Beam against Joey Pate and Chase Weber.
Giora and Parker like to shoot the ball around a lot, especially Giora. He has pretty good court vision. Unfortunately, Chase Weber is a young block, and he's not as disciplined. So it's actually fairly easy to hit the ball around him, but he does like to jump up and dunk balls like you would in a basketball game. A little bit Big Mike-esque in terms of he's freaky long. So he hops up and likes throwback shots. And so I think I'm going to go with my Raleigh boys here. I'm going to go with Peyton Weber. So,
yeah, I agree. I got to see Joey Pate and Parker Beam play together at the last Wilmington tournament I was at. And it looked like Parker struggled a little bit against larger blocks, ran into Adam Hyatt and his 6'10" buddy. Jackson Lane. And, Weber's not 6'10", but he jumps a good bit more than Jackson does.
Yeah.
So I think that'll give Parker trouble. And then you've got, the reliable, consistent Joey Pate behind him.
Yeah.
Next, we got Scott Schwartz and Morris against Adam Hyatt and John Lucas.
I like Adam Hyatt in that one a lot. He and John have been playing quite a bit, and it's a big little combo.
I agree. I think our first two brackets we picked against Adam Hyatt on the loser side of things before we should have. Oh, he absolutely
dumpstered
for it. Oh yeah. Yeah, first round of losers, you got to go with Adam Hyatt all the time. Misha Freystater, Brian Conacher against Zeke and John Burkhart.
I think defensively, Misha and Brian Conacher are sneaky, probably top 5 in terms of teams that are going to get balls off the sand or teams that are going to stop you attacking. Because Misha's a super solid block at 6'7", and Brian will dig you with a smile on his face the whole time. So I think if you're a team that's already not super terminal, which is kind of Zeke's issue, I think it plays right into Misha and Brian. So I'm going Misha Brian on this.
Okay, I agree. Next, 9th place match, Bolin and Diddy Kaimal against Team Alpha Beta. Andrew McMurray, Brian Tillman. And I think we gotta go with Alpha Beta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Going with Alpha Beta.
Tillman's been in too many Wilmington finals to lose a 9th place game.
That's true. Can you yeah. Man, I would love to see Tillman reffing a 7th place game. he does so well reffing the finals.
No, he wouldn't be reffing. He'd have left Drew's ass there.
Yeah. All right.
Keep going.
Next, we got Joey Pate, Chase Weber against tournament director Larry Salefsky and Jay Madero.
Unless Larry's legs are completely fried by this point, I like the matchup. I mean, I really do. I think that'll be kind of a fun one to watch. But
yeah,
Jay and Larry have won way too many matches to lose to a team that arguably is playing in maybe their 10th open match, combined.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point.
Sounds good.
All right, Adam Hyatt, John Lucas, Josh Lanier, Mitch McDowell.
The only issue with Hyatt and Lucas in the past has been John Lucas has gotten served almost all the balls, and he hasn't exactly been in beach shape. He has a pretty demanding job as, I think, a beach volleyball coach. So when he's getting served and has to run up, I think he struggles. He struggles to last the whole day. And I
think
Mitch McDowell does not.
Right, and I think Mitch finds a way to convert more balls in transition, and I think Mitch and Josh will win.
It's a toss-up, but I kind of want to give it to Josh because of how harsh you were earlier, so I'm going with Josh.
All right.
This is another chance for Adam Hyatt to dumpster our calls again.
Yeah, that's true. I am looking forward to telling Adam we were right, though. Next, we have Misha Freystetter, Brian Conacher against Grossel and Yang.
Big Mike is too big for Brian to side out against. I love you to death, Brian. This guy is a monster.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we got to go with Grossel and Yang. You think a frown comes out, or you think he stays smiling?
No, he's smiling the whole time, even as he gets roofed.
Okay. All right. 7th place. Team Alpha Beta, Andrew and Brian, against tournament director Larry Selewski and the Silver Fox, Jay Madero.
This one's going to get hot and fiery.
Yeah?
Larry and Tillman they are cordial off the court and they're fine. So I'm not trying to insinuate anything, but they don't see eye to eye pretty much at all on the court. They've been played against each other in a number of finals that were contested. There's going to be a lot of fake net calls and real net calls that may or may not be called. Probably most of them against Tillman. Whoever refs this one, I just feel sorry for because this is going to be a slugfest between these two guys. Andrew's obviously the best defender on that court, but arguably Tillman's the best blocker, like just pound for pound. The only big difference, obviously, between the two teams is going to be ball control. And you could even argue that, despite Jason being mostly a forearm setter, that Larry and Jason still have better ball control than Andrew and Tillman, Alpha and Beta. This is tough. I think I go Andrew and Tillman to pull this one off because Andrews is playing like the best ball of his life right now. And I know that you gave me a huge favor in picking me early on against Tillman, but if they're in this position, Andrew will go God mode to get himself back in the semis of the finals. So I got to go with Andrew on this one. He's the X factor here.
I think I got to agree as well. I think it'll be a closely fought match, but I also know Jay hasn't been playing as much as he normally does in years past. So I think we're going to give the edge to Andrew and Brian. Okay. Josh Lanier, Mitch McDowell against Grossel and Yang. I think we're Yang gang all the way through here.
Yeah, Mike's just the dominant factor here.
Okay, 5th place. McMurray and Tillman against Drew Bidlin and the Durkee Sandwich.
It's a tough matchup. This is actually a tough matchup so he's playing. If Andrew and Brian do lose to Bigford and I, which obviously I hope happens because
that's you.
Yeah, that's me. But it's by no means guaranteed. This is a tough route because now he's gone. Is his 3rd match in a row, presumably, right?
No, I mean, by this point, normally Larry's got it down to 2 courts, so you're kind of alternating.
Oh, you're right. It still is a heavy load, and Larry and Jay could easily take their match to 3. Dirks and Bidlin, that's a tough serving team, and again, the ball control is the issue. I don't remember. So here's the one X factor. I actually don't remember the last time that Brian Dirks has beaten Brian Tillman, even though Dirks really wants to beat Tillman.
Yeah.
And Tillman, again, Andrew's best ball of the season. I can't say it enough is happening right now for him. So what are your thoughts?
I think we got to stick with Andrew and Brian Tillman. I think Tillman's experience and how well Andrew's been playing is too much for Drew and Dirks.
All right, Bracket Daddy. I think we're down to the last few.
Yeah, we got Grossel and Yang against Knight and Bigford. And, last time I picked Grossel and Yang over you, and they didn't even make it there. So, how do I know that's not going to happen again? I got to go with Knight and Bigford.
Much love for that.
I have, after the Ohio tournament, I have been humbled just a little bit.
I'll pick some upsets every once in a while. 5 over the 3 in this case.
Yeah, I guess it is an upset, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So now we have, for our first semifinal, Logan Weber and Christian Honer against Team Alpha Beta, Andrew McMurray, Brian Tillman.
Oh, so big little, big little.
Big little, big little.
Even though Tillman is a broader big, Logan is the biggest big on that court in terms of serving, in terms of setting especially. Maybe not swinging, but you could even say blocking is a wash. Honer is definitely the unknown here. If Honer hasn't been training, I throw this one to Angel and Tillman because home court advantage. And
it's not Angel and Tillman.
Oh, Andrew and Tillman, sorry. If Honer hasn't been training in California, I throw this one to Andrew and Tillman because Andrew's the better defender. If Honer has been training, I think Logan and Christian just outball control McMurray and Tillman coming off of like 3 or 4 contenders matches.
Yeah, that they had a long road to get back here, and let me put it this way: I don't see someone from California flying out here to play if they haven't been playing in November.
That's fair. Honer is also kind of a wild card, though.
Yeah, so I think I got to go with Weber and Honer, and for Team Alpha Beta, it looks like this is the Omega.
Been waiting on that one.
Yes, I have.
I know you have. All right, I can accept that. I really, really hope that you haven't put this evil on us that like they're going to come out on fire tomorrow because you picked against them in our match. You may have doomed us.
Yeah.
It's fine. We got to play the teams in front of us. It's cool. It's cool. It's all cool.
Yeah. So now the other semi, we have Angel Dache, Jeff Samuels against Kevin Knight and Josh Bigford, the Cliff Red Dog.
On brand.
This is a tough one for me.
I'm just gonna throw it out there to everybody that's watching this at this point. Josh does not have red hair. It's just a Clifford reference. He's He's actually in no way red, but like it is kind of funny.
Yeah. I've been thinking about this matchup for a while. Haven't slept past 2 nights, honestly, tossing and turning. Pulling off the petals of a sunflower, just going around. But I think I got to go with Angel and Jeff. I think they're flying a little too high for Kevin and Josh. I think I think lack of a true defender over there is going to be a negative for them. And I think that Jeff and Angel are just a little too tough for Knight and Bigford.
I think we've got the better ball controlling, and because the sun goes down early, we'll have the better serving. And I think we take it. I got to bet on myself. But I do have those arguments because Angel does not like to serve at night.
So, Angel, if you're watching this, what Kevin is saying is that you can't jump serve at night. Is that what
that's what he told me.
That's what he told you. Okay.
These are his words, not mine. He does not like to. It's not that he can't. He just doesn't like to do it. He jump served the entire finals against Adam Roberts at like midnight, but he just doesn't hit it as hard.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like, unfortunately, I think spin detection kind of works against you there because the ball's a little darker.
That optic spin detect. All right. I'm not going to fight too much here. This is your call. You've given me at least 2 gifts. So.
Oh, I already made it. I said Angel and Jeff. I love that you had selective memory on me already making the pick and are trying to get me to change it, but I'm not going to change it. It's going to be Jeff.
All right. I'm going to try and prove you wrong then. Let's go, Josh.
But I do think it goes 3, and just because I am putting all of the evil on you, it does mean that you'll be reffing the final.
Oh.
We have the final.
Such a good finals ref, though. We've shown it this year.
Know. I think that's what the people want to see is Tillman reffing another final, but unfortunately, I think it'll be I think your match, the combination of your match probably being a little tighter, and also El Jefe's Olympic warm-ups. y'all are definitely I think y'all will be reffing that match. So we have Angel and El Jefe against Logan Weber and Christian Honer. What do you think here? I'm going to let you call this one. just to kind of drive the knife in deeper and twist it.
If Angel and Jeff are playing well enough at this point, they're in rhythm. They must be serving well. I don't see Angel losing on his home court. I want to say that I know it hasn't been recent, but I think Jeff has actually made it the furthest in the main draw out of all these players.
It's true. All 4 players have played in the main draw.
And I do know that Jeff and Angel have been practicing for 2 weeks now together at various venues.
Right.
So I'm going with my boy Angel on this one.
I'm going with Angel and El Jefe.
Well, I'm going with myself, but you picked against me, so.
Tell you what. We'll compromise. We'll say Angel and Jeff get first. Logan and Christian get second. We'll say Kevin and Josh get third. And then Andrew and Tillman get fourth. How about that?
There is no fourth.
Good
right,
compromise.
Dudes. I think this has been a good video. This will be the last hot takes and hotter bakes that I think we're going to be a part of for 2020.
Yeah,
it's been a great year in terms of just starting to talk about volleyball. It's been a terrible year in terms of getting to watch FIVB and AVP matches, but that's okay. We're doing the best we can. Want to shout out to everybody that watches us, call brackets, and hopefully we get a little better at calling some upsets. So far, we've been pretty decent about figuring out who the top 4 to 7 teams are going to be. We've been pretty terrible about figuring out how they're going to get there.
Yeah. Thanks everyone who's been watching. Keep an eye out for some other kind of season wrap-up content that we'll be releasing. We'll see how much of it we do, but I think at a minimum we're going to do kind of a top who had the top 5 seasons from the area. Going to do a video like that. Talk about kind of in the most objective way possible, kind of the pegging order going into next season in my mind.
All right.
I also want to give a big shout out to a couple people. Haven't met Anthony Winter, but you said he's a religious content follower of ours, and we haven't even really covered that many tournaments of his, and he's been watching it from day one. That's awesome. Love to hear it. Yeah. And it's a pleasure to hear I guess someone else who appreciates this as much as we do. And then I also want to give a shout out to Ty Green down in the Outer Banks. I was running a co-ed tournament last weekend, and it's like 8:15 Sunday morning. I'm still a little groggy, making coffee at TBA's facility. He walks up to check in, and then kind of does a double take, and is like, "Hey, you're the Eastern Volleyball Network guy." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, I watch your videos. This is awesome. I love what you guys are doing." And like, it just brightened my Sunday that I was like kind of hating that I was there, and it just kind of was very uplifting. So shout out to Ty. What was that?
I said most random reference ever. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, let's get us to 1,000 subscribers so we can start live streaming. And so the more people you can tell about us, the better. And we're going to try and expand to other venues and have some other commentators on here in case we've gotten too boring.
That's not the case, but
it's not the case. Never the case. All right. I'm going to go bake some cookies. In all seriousness, you guys are awesome. And Graeme, I'm having a blast. So let's look forward to a great end of the season here.
Yeah. Peace out.